Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MegaMek. And unfortunately, it seems as though the progress that we made last week is going to be for naught. Because when I try to load my saved game, and I believe I saved that as cmd autosave. Scroll down all the way past all the autosaves and roll up command the autosave. And it wants to start me off in the lobby with no units to my name. Van Wolf has 18,000 points. Federated Commonwealth has 1,000 points. And if I click I'm done, then it just continues to yeah, it just kind of goes on without me. And that's going to be pretty one-sided, so, you know, I've not continued on that path. Here for a few. Okay, well, that's good. I was hoping you would make it for at least a little bit, and I'm glad you were able to. Unfortunately, it looks as though we've lost progress that we made last week because, again, like I said, when I try to load my saved game, even if I try to load the exit save at 7:17, 6:02 p.m. it wants to load up at the lobby with no units. I don't know if we've discovered a bug or what, but we're gonna have to start over fresh, I'm afraid. I don't see any way around it. I mean, we had made a little bit of progress last week, and this week it looks as though we're gonna have to start over, which is really a bummer. That said, I guess we're gonna have to go ahead and do that. Here for a few at least at the water park. At the water park? Man, I wish we could all be so lucky as to be at the water park right now. Huh. But no, instead we are here playing Battletech, which is not all that bad. Hovers heads hot at Hollanders is the Lost. Hovers heads hot at Hollander. You've lost me, Varang, I'm afraid to say. We're going to be deploying minefields. We're deploying in the center, they're deploying in the east, or vice versa? Yeah, vice versa. We're deploying in the east, they're deploying in the center, so we will call this a minefield. We'll call that a 30-point minefield. And we will do, I think here is a minefield as well. Whoever hovers heads hot at Hollander. Did Hoser lose the Highlander? No, the Highlander headshot was our last battle. This is a new battle that Hoser's not even a part of. At least, yeah, this is this battle is Mariana Lance and Galatea Lance. That's Earl, Victor, Rama, Nairn, Limbrick, and Petra. That's Wyvern, Tentacle Shogun, Scarponi, and Vernita against this enemy unit. That is Hoser is not in on this battle. No, you still got the Highlander. You still got the Highlander, and in fact, I think... Yeah, the Highlander 732, we are refitting. Did we take the Highlander as salvaged? Was it the 732B that we put into mothballs? It might have been the 732B that we put in mothballs. Either that or it was the 732 that we're refitting right now. Which I think we were already working on that. No, yeah, you definitely still got the headshot on that. So we're deploying Team 1, or Lance 1, we're deploying on round 1, and then the other Lance we're deploying on round 5. This could be a bit of a challenge. We are going after our joint force. Okay, so pretty much the entire northern part of the map is like out of out of not accessible is what I'm trying to say. We've got the Mackie down here. We've got the Atlas down here. We've got the Banshee. Do the Banshee behind them, and the Black Knight kind of in the front rank. Alright, so we will advance. I'll have 2 hexes. We'll advance. I'll have 2 hexes. Oh, and we break through the... Okay, I'm already kind of pissed because we're having to start this battle over. But that is just annoying. We breached the left arm, falling through the ice on an unlucky bad roll. Okay, well then let's get up. I'll not use careful stand. We'll try to go here. Okay, I guess we don't have that option. We'll just skip our movement then. Oh man, that is super annoying. Petra. No. Petra will move forward at a walk. Oh, and she breaks through on a 6+ as well. And she also breaks through on a 6. She falls on her right arm and crits on her lower arm actuator. Okay, this is starting to stink. Okay, the Black Knight. Can we break through on a 6 as well? No? Okay, great. Well, yeah, Sorry. Breached the arm, falling through the ice. We'll take the 11. We'll take a 10. Take a pair of 11s. The Atlas is going to do nothing this turn. The Banshee can do nothing this turn. The Black Knight, we have 9s, we have 8s. We'll take the 8s and the pair of 10s, and then 8. And we'll skip on the 14s. This is not going as well as it started off last week. I'm not afraid to say that. Yeah, well, I would love to get off the ice. I would love to get out from falling off of the ice. But there is nothing for us to stand on over here. This is really frustrating. Mackie missed with everything, the Zephyr missed with everything, the Griffin hit the Black Knight in the chest. The Black Knight hit the Crab in the right arm with a medium pulse laser for 3 damage. The Ares hits the Mackie for 15 LRMs to the left torso, left arm, and center torso. We've lost initiative, but at least we're not going first. Earl will move forward 2 hexes. We're still on ice, which is not ideal. Let's see. Nairn will try to get up. She needs a 3. And Petra needs to get up. She needs... a 4. And Black Knight will move forward 3 hexes. Morale is at an all-time low. Atlas gets up on a 3. Banshee gets up on a 4. Zephyr breaks through the ice on a 6. Gets a 5, a 5, and a 6. Flanking and turning. Wait. Breaks through the ice on a 6 and rolls a 6. What? Do they not become immobile because they're a hover tank? Flanking and turning needs a 3. Gets an 8. Man, this 138 guy, he is running all over the place. And then 135, Crab needs a 2, gets a 4 for turning on ice. Why does he need a 2 when we need like 7s? They tagged the Mackie twice. Alright, Earl. At the Crab, we've got him on an 8. And a 9. A pair of 10s. Atlas at the Crab on a 10 with the Gauss rifle, with a 12 with the large laser. We've already lost the left arm, including one of our LRM 20s. We'll go ahead and shoot the other one on an 11. If we've actually lost that LRM 20, I'm going to be extremely pissed. We've got the Crab on a pair of 8s and a 10. The Black Knight has the Crab on a pair of 8s, or the Ares on a 7. We'll take a 7. and a pair of 9s, and a 7. And for the Zephyr, we've got a 14, so we'll skip on that. Phoenix Hawk missed the crab. Mackie missed the crab on 8s, 9s, and 10s. The Zephyr missed the Black Knight on 11s. The Atlas missed the crab on 10s, 11s, and 12s. The crab hit the Mackie in the right arm for 8. The Griffin missed on a 12. The Banshee hits the Ares in the front with a PPC down to 9 armor. Bombard turret missed the Black Knight. The Griffin missed the Atlas. The Black Knight hits the Ares in the front, critting on his sensors, hits him in the front, and destroys the Ares. Good deal. The Griffin hits the Mackie in the chest with an ER large laser for 10 down to 35. And missed with all the LRM-5s. The Ares hits the Atlas in the left arm and left torso with LRMs for 6 down to 24 on that left arm. And then 15 LRMs to the right arm, left leg, and center torso, down to 29 on that right arm. And the piloting rolls, the Atlas needs to make an 8, gets the 8, barely. Base target is a 7? Oh, because he's standing on ice. Alright, Griffin is at 6 heat, Crab is at 2 heat, all of our boys are running cool, and the Phoenix Hawk is running at 3. We've lost initiative, and we are going first. It's all the more rankling because this is something that we've already done before. We did well, and it didn't save. God, that is annoying. Banshee, can we move forward into the water? We need a 3 for entering water. We can do that. We can do that. On the Black Knight, we can go forward 3 hexes. We can pick up a level of evasion. We can get into the rough off of the ice. Man. I'll be honest, crap like that is what makes me want to not stream anymore. Alright, the Zephyr, entering depth 1 water, succeeds. Oh no, the Banshee succeeds at entering depth 1 water. The Zephyr, 138, flanking and turning, needs a 3, gets a 10, breaks through the ice on a 6, enters a conventional minefield, needs a 12 plus, rolls a 5. How does he need a 12 plus for our minefield to hit him? Zephyr misses the tag on the Black Knight. What good are those minefields if they only hit on a 12 plus? That's what I want to know. Select Black Knight. Thank you. Please, can we? It's taking all I've got. It really is. We can hit the Zephyr on a 6, on a pair of 6s, on a 4, on an 8, on an 8. We'll throw in another 8 just to go 5 heat over because I really want that Zephyr dead. Earl has the Crab on a 7 with the PPC. Has him on an 8 with the LB10X. Now we'll do a 9 with the AC10. Pair of 9s with the ER mediums. The Atlas has the Zephyr on 10s, has the Crab on 9s, so that'll be a 9 with the Gauss rifle and an 11 with the large laser. We'll skip the medium laser in our left arm because we don't have it anymore. We'll skip the LRM-20 in our left arm because we don't have it anymore. We'll fire 1 on 10s. Banshee at the Crab on 8s and 10s. Alright, our Phoenix Hawk went prone. I saw that. Our Black Knight hits the Zephyr in the front down to 21, hits him in the turret down to 22, hits him in the front down to 16. Mackie at the Crab hits with an ER medium laser to the chest down to 13. The Zephyr misses everything on 9s and 10s. The Atlas missed the Crab on 9s and 10s and 11s. The Crab missed the Black Knight on 6s and 10s. Banshee missed the Crab on 8s, did land the LB-10X to the left torso. Medium bombard turret misses the Black Knight on a pair of 11s. The Griffin hits our Atlas in the right leg for 10 with the PPC. Our allied Phoenix Hawk hits the Crab in the chest with the large laser down to 5. Missed with everything else. Crab took 20 plus, needs an 8, gets an 11. So he stays standing. Physical attacks? Who gets physical attacks? Are you talking about kicking the bridge? Banshee? No, we'll skip. Alright, our Crab sinks 16 heat, gains 20, is up to 6. Our Black Knight is up to 5. Our Phoenix Hawk is up to 10. Yeah, they ruined a good save. I don't know what happened. But I'm kind of pissed. We've got units deploying on round 5 in the south. We've won initiative and we are going last in round 4. Earl would like to run forward if we can. Our Atlas would like to move forward at a run into those rough hex, into that rough hex. Petra. It wouldn't be so bad if it weren't so annoying to try to click on a hex with everything popping up under my cursor. Because that, when I'm already in a bad mood, is just the icing on the cake that makes me want to quit streaming. For real. Oh, jeez. And the Black Knight. Black Knight will run forward for 3 hexes. Zephyr breaks through on a 6, gets a 3, needs a 3 to avoid flanking and turning, skidding, makes a 6. Breaks through the ice on a 6, gets a 3 and a 4, gets a 5 and a 5. Yeah, that Zephyr is just running all over the ice for no consequences at all. We did get the Black Knight tagged twice on a 9 and a 5 with a 10 and a 7. Alright, Earl at the Zephyr on a 9 with the PPC. With a 10 on the cluster munitions. 11s on the ER mediums. Let's see, the Atlas has the Zephyr on a 10 with the Gauss rifle, on a 10 with the large laser, and on an 11 with the LRMs. Petra has this Zephyr on a pair of 10s, and with the cluster munitions on a 9, and nothing else. And the Black Knight, last but not least, up in the front with the Zephyr on 7s, has the Crab on 5s. Yeah, that'll be the Crab on a 5 and a pair of 5s, and hopefully that's enough to knock him down. We've got him on a 3 and a 7, which hopefully is enough to make up the difference if we don't knock him down with those first 3 shots. And he is prone. Good deal. Zephyr hits the Black Knight in the left arm for 5, down to 19. The Zephyr missed on 11s and 12s. The Hunchback hits the Black Knight in the right arm for 7, down to 17. The mechs misses the Zephyr with everything. The Crab hits the Atlas in the right leg for 8, down to 23. The Atlas misses the Zephyr with everything. The Griffin misses the Black Knight on a 7 with a 6. Medium Bombard Turret misses the Black Knight on a pair of 11s. The Griffin 2C misses the Black Knight on a 9. The Petra in the Banshee hits the Zephyr in the front, immobilizing it, and lands the LB-10X for 8 pellets to the left side, costing it half its movement points, even though it's already immobile. The front, down to 2. Heavy Bombard Turret misses the Mackie. Griffin hits the Black Knight in the right torso for 10, down to 14. And 4 LRMs to the chest, down to 15. 2 LRMs to the right torso, down to 30. Black Knight at the Crab hits it in the left torso, critting on a heatsink. Hits it in the right arm, hits it in the left torso, down to 3 structure. Medium pulse laser to the right leg. Crab needs an 8 to stay standing after taking 20 plus. Needs an 8, gets a 6, that goes down, takes 5 to the right arm, down to 0 armor. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 9. Black Knight took 20 plus, needs an 8, gets an 11. Griffin 2C is at 2 heat, the Crab is at 8, our Black Knight is at 4, our Phoenix Hawk is at 6. We've lost initiative and we are going first. Huzzah. Oh, and it is our turn to deploy. Okay. So we've got the Archer. That's Wyvern's Archer. We'll be moving forward to this hex in turn 1. Warhammer, which is a 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can do that. Marauder, which is also a 5/8/5, can go here. And the Cestus, which is a 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lands on ice, but you know what? That's okay. So we'll move the Archer forward. We'll move the Warhammer forward. Not as far as I was thinking we would move the Warhammer, but you know, it's whatever. The Black Knight, no, the Cestus will move forward 3 hexes. And last but not least, the Marauder will jump 5 hexes. Yes. Alright, Petra will walk forward 1 hex so she can torso twist and still hit this Zephyr with everything she's got. Earl will move forward 2 hexes and try to get into those rough hexes there. Let's see, this is Nairn and the Atlas. We'll move forward 1 hex. And last but not least, the Black Knight. Move forward 4 hexes. That's onto pavement, but not ice. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. And Op 4's turn to move. Might have run into a memory leak or something. Who has yet to move? Just the Zephyr? Okay, okay. Demon enters a conventional minefield, needs a 7+, gets a 3. Zephyr, flanking and turning, needs a pair of 3s, gets a 10 and an 8. Breaks through the ice on a 6, gets a 5. Enters a conventional minefield, needs a 12, gets an 11. So those minefields are really not pulling their weight. Zephyr tags the Atlas on a 10, got an 11. Okay, let's start with Petra. We got this Zephyr here. We've got him on the front on 2s. Oh, he is immobile. Yeah, we'll do AC shot on a 2. We'll do medium lasers on 7. Ooh, no, we will not do medium lasers on 7s. We'll do a medium laser on a 7. Wyvern will wait. Tentacle Shogun has the crab on a 3 with the large pulse, has him on 7s with the ER mediums, has him on 5s with the medium pulses. We'll skip the ERs. We'll do the 5s. You know what? We'll have to skip the the large pulse. We'll skip the 2 7s. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 7s. Yeah, we'll do the 5 medium pulses, I guess, on the crab, which is already prone. Let's see, Wyvern at the crab. Have him on 6s, so we'll follow that up with some SRM4s. We'll skip one of the SRM4s just so we're not overheating too bad. Let's see, Earl at the Griffin, we've got him on 10s, we've got the Hunchback on 11s. Griffin 2C is blocked by terrain, the Zephyr is blocked by terrain. Can we hit the bombard turret? We can hit the bombard turret on 5s. We can hit the flak turret is blocked by terrain. Or we can hit the crab on 8s. We'll go for the crab on 8s. We'll throw in a 10 just to go 2 heat over for that. The Atlas has the Griffin on a 9. We'll hit him with the Gauss Rifle if we can, and an 11. A 12. No, we'll throw in a 9. Scarponi and the Warhammer. We've got the Griffin on 8s, so we'll take a pair of those. And we'll throw in a 10. No, we'll skip the 10 because that's 5 heat, and we don't have 5 heat to spare. Black Knight has the Griffin on a 6 with the PPC, 8s with the large lasers, 6 with the medium pulse, and an 8 with the medium laser. And last but not least, the Cestus has the Crab on 6s, has the Griffin on 8s. Yeah, that'll be a 6 on the Gauss Rifle, and a 7, and a 6, and a 7. We'll skip the medium laser on a 9. I saw an exclamation point. Okay. So the Banshee hits the Zephyr in the front and destroys the Zephyr. Good deal. That's one EMC off, ECM off the field. The Marauder hits the Crab in the left arm, the right leg, and the left arm in the head. Nihilatar takes a point of damage, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 9. Medium pulse laser to the left leg, down to 17. The Demon misses Wyvern on a 9. Wyvern on the Crab hits the left leg, left arm, center torso critical for a medium laser. Center torso internal. Center torso for no crit. Left leg down to 9, left leg down to 3. Left arm down to 6 structure, left arm down to 4 structure, critting on a large laser in the lower arm. And missing with the last 3 SRM4s, dang. The Mackie at the Crab hits him in the left arm with the LB-10X, destroys it, and transfers into the left torso rear, down to 0. ER medium to the left arm, transfers into the left torso rear, and transfers into the center torso rear, down to 4 armor. Medium laser to the right leg, down to 5. Medium laser to the right torso rear, down to 1. The Hunchback 2C misses the Mackie on a pair of ER medium lasers, needing 12s. The Atlas hits the Griffin in the left leg with the Gauss Rifle on a 9. Nice. Warhammer hits the Griffin in the right leg with a PPC on an 8. Needs down to 14. The medium bombard turret hits Earl in the right leg, left torso, right arm, down to 24 on that arm. And the right leg and right arm down to 22. Costs us a point of edge. Another 5 shots. Hits us on both arms, both side torsos, and the center torso critical for no effect. The Griffin hits Petra in the right arm with the PVC, down to 15. The Black Knight hits the Griffin in the left arm for 8, down to 10. Medium pulse laser to the left arm for 7, down to 3. The heavy bombard turret catches Earl in the center torso critical for the gyro, and the right arm critical for the LB-10X. Man, I wish we could roll crits like that. That would be lovely. Missed with and on 11s. On an 11, he rolled 2 crits to the gyro and the LB-10X. Man, that is some. That is not fair. Cestus hits the Crab in the left leg with a Gauss Rifle, crits on his center torso for no effect. Center torso, and destroys the Crab. Good deal with a couple of medium laser, with a large pulse, with a large laser and a medium pulse to the center torso, destroys the Crab. Heavy missile turret misses on a bunch of 11s. The Phoenix Hawk misses the Crab on a 12. Griffin needs a 6 to stay standing, gets a 10. Earl needs an 11, gets a 5. Takes 5 to the left torso and 5 to the left arm. Needs an 11 to avoid hurting the pilot. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets the 3, barely. And Petra took 20 plus, needs a 9, gets a 9. And Earl is going to have to try to stand up on ice with a gyro hit. That's not going to be easy. Alright, their Griffin, and their Hunchback are all at 0 heat. Our Archer is at 1, our MekHQ is at 2. Tentacle Shogun is at 1, Petra is at 2, our Black Knight is at 3, our Cestus is at 3, their Phoenix Hawk is at 10. We've won initiative and we are going last, finally. Alright, so who is not getting up? Earl is not getting up. Earl, can we get up and can we get into those rough woods? That rough space. We need a 10. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get a 10. I think we're better off just staying put. Move forward 3 hexes. Petra will move forward 2 hexes. Alright, Wyvern will advance 3 hexes. What is the victory condition? The victory condition is destroy the base. We can destroy 75% of the defending forces. We can destroy 75% of the base defenses, or the op4. Yeah, yeah, no, 75% is the victory condition. If we can destroy 75% of the base, we win. If we can destroy 75% of the defenders, we win. Those are the conditions. Okay, we'll jump to here. Our pony will advance at a walk and try to stay on these rough terrain hexes. Black Knight will advance into this hex. Crossing Ice will break through on a 6. Our luck can't get any worse. No, no, we breached the left torso and the left arm. No, our luck can definitely get worse. Okay, well, the ice is not our friend. I'm maybe inclined to just scrap this mission altogether, depending on what happens with the ice. If those breaches result in actual critical damage and not just something that we can fix up on the fly, then this might all be for moot. Turning on ice needs a 2 gets a 9, turning on pavement needs a 2 gets an 8, turning on ice needs a 2 gets a 7. Why does he get why does he not get a +4 for turning on ice like we get? That's what I want to know. Never say that. Oh, I will say some things. Yeah. Oh, the Griffin enters a conventional minefield, needs a 7+, gets a 7. Takes 10 to the left leg, takes 15 to the right leg, takes another 5 to the left leg. Does not get any crits, even though we had 3 chances. But his left leg is down to 7, his right leg is down to 12, and he took 20+, so he needs a 5+ to stay standing. He gets a 7. Okay, well, the Zephyr does not tag Scarponi. Let's start with Petra and the Black Knight. We've got the Griffin on 11. We've got the Griffin 2C on 11s. The Archer has the Griffin 2C on 7s. Oh, the other Griffin 2C, I should say. We'll go 2 heat over. Earl at the other Griffin has him on 11, so we'll do that. The Atlas has the Griffin on an 11, so we'll do that. And a 12, sure. Scarponi has the Griffin on a 7, has the Griffin on an 8. How does that work? Has the Zephyr on a 9. Okay, so the Griffin on a 7. Okay. We'll do a 7 and a 7 and a 7. Yeah, we'll go 4 heat over for trio of 7s. You move to ice on, do you have to roll? If you don't move on ice, do you have to roll? No, only if you move on ice. That said, we are trying to get close enough to actually do some damage to these guys, so, like, moving is kind of a thing that we have to do. We'll go 24 heat for that. Black Knight fell on his butt, cannot torso twist, cannot turn or nothing. Cestus at the Griffin has him on a 6 with the Gauss rifle, has him on a 7 with the R large and an 8 with the large. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, the Demon hits Scarponi in the left torso with a Gauss rifle. The Banshee misses the Griffin on a pair of 11s. The Zephyr hits Wyvern in the right torso with a medium laser, down to 20. Wyvern hits the Griffin. Oh, it has horizontal 50% cover. So we got him in the left torso, the center torso, left arm, center torso. Left torso, right arm, down to 9. Left leg behind cover, left arm down to 5, right arm down to 7, right arm down to 5, right torso down to 11, left arm down to 3. That might be enough to force a PSR, I'm not sure. The Mackie missed the Griffin on an 11, the Bombard turret missed the Wyvern on a pair of 9s, the Griffin hits Petra in the left arm with the PPC, down to 20. Our Atlas missed the Griffin on an 11 and a 12. The Heavy Bombard turret missed on a trio of 12s. Scarponi missed on a 7, hit him in the right torso with a PPC, down to 1, and an ER medium laser to the chest, down to 6. The Griffin 2C hits Wyvern in the right torso for 10, and misses with all the SRMs. Marauder missed with an 8, missed with a pair of 10s. The heavy missile turret landed 2 LRMs to Wyvern's left arm, down to 20. The Griffin 2C hits Wyvern in the left arm for 10, down to 10 with the large large laser. Cestus at the Gauss rifle hits it in the center torso with the Gauss rifle, hits it in the center torso with the ER large laser. Griffin 2C is destroyed by damage. Just took a 25-point hit to the chest, and it did not survive that. Wyvern took 20 plus, needs an 8, gets a 10. The Griffin 2C is at 3 heat, Wyvern is at 2 heat, our Warhammer is at 4 heat, our Cestus is at 2, our Phoenix Hawk is at 4, everyone else is running cool. We've lost initiative, but we're not going first at least. Alright, Earl, can we get up? Can we get up on a 10? No, we can't. We would have fallen on our head, but we take it to the left arm and right torso instead. We, in fact, take a consciousness check. Need a 5, get a 6. Okay, well. Earl, you're just gonna stay down. That's it. With the gyro hitting on ice, you're just gonna stay down. That's all there is to it. We're going to move forward 3 hexes with Wyvern because you're on ice already and there's no reason not to move. Let's see. Black Knight. Can we get up and turn? Need a 3. We can get up and turn. Yes, yes we can. Atlas needs a 2 to get into those roughs. Scarponi needs 4 hexes. We can do that. Tentacle Shogun. We can jump into these woods, or into this hex, I mean. It's a rough hex, not a woods hex. And last but not least, Petra. Petra will advance 1 hex into that rough. Alright. Let's see. Cestus. Oh no. The Cestus is the last one to move. We'll go onto pavement and turn. Alright, Earl needs a 10, gets a 3, falls on his right torso and left arm, needs a 10 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 6, Black Knight needs a 3, gets a 10, Demon turning on ice needs a 2, gets a 5, Demon reckless driving on pavement needs a 3, gets a 7, Zephyr flanking and turning needs a pair of 3s, gets a 9 and a 6, needs a 3, gets an 8. Wyvern, who can you shoot? You can shoot the Wyvern, the Hunchback 2C, but let's hold off on that. Tentacle Shogun, you can also hit the Hunchback 2C on a 6 and a pair of 10s. Make that a trio of 10s. We'll skip Wyvern again. Let's see. The Black Knight has the Hunchback on a 7 with the PPC, has a 7 with the large laser, and 9 with the medium. 9 with the medium. Man, that is... Those breaches are some pain in my butt. Alright, so the ER PVC on a 12, ER mediums on a pair of 12s. I guess that's what we've got. Warhammer on a hunchback on a pair of 7s. We'll take a 7. We'll take a pair of 7s. We'll take an 11. Alright, the Gauss rifle, we've got him on a 10. We've got him on a large laser with a 12. We've got him on an 11 with the LRM 20. And we'll stop there. The Banshee has him on a 10, or pair of 10s, and a 12. The Cestus has him on a 7 with the Gauss rifle, has him on a 7 with the ER large, has him on a 7 with the large, and a 7 with the medium pulse. We'll go 4 heat over for all of that. And then finally, we will follow that up with Wyvern with the SRMs on 7s. We'll go 3 heat over for that. Oh, he was mangled, but I didn't see prone, and I didn't see an exclamation point. That's not a good sign. 7s are good, but are they good enough? I don't know. The Phoenix Hawk misses the Griffin. The Marauder misses the Hunchback with everything on 6s and 10s. The Demon hits the Phoenix Hawk in the right arm with a Gauss rifle. The Black Knight hits the Hunchback in the left arm with a PPC and the right leg with a large laser. The Demon hits the Black Knight in the left arm with a Gauss rifle. The Mackie hits the Hunchback in the right leg with an ER medium. The Bombard turret misses on 8s. The Warhammer hits the Hunchback in the left arm with the PPC, transfers into the left torso down to 6 armor. Our medium laser to the right torso critical, leaves it as 5 armor, no crit. The Hunchback 2C lands the autocannon 20 on the Black Knight's left torso for 20 down to 1. And an ER medium laser to the right leg down to 12. The Atlas hits the Gauss rifle in the Hunchback 2C's center torso down to 3 armor. The heavy bombard turret misses on a bunch of 11s. The Banshee misses on a bunch of 10s and 12s. The Griffin hits the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg for 10 down to 5. The Cestus hits the Hunchback in the head. No wonder it didn't go down, because it didn't have a chance to. And then the left torso for the autocannon 20 ammo, which explodes and is prevented by case. We might be taking what's left of that if there's any ammo left. The heavy missile turret hits the archer in the right and left torso, down to 5 on that right torso. Wyvern hits the Hunchback in the center torso down to 7, right leg down to 7. Missed on a bunch of 7s. Black Knight took 40 plus, needs a 5, gets an 8. Phoenix Hawk took 20 plus, needs a 10, gets an 8. Goes down on his right arm, destroys the right arm, transfers into the right torso. Needs a 10 to avoid hurting the pilot, and he gets a 6. Needs a 3 to stake hundreds, gets a 7. Alright, the Griffin is at 0 heat. Everyone else is running 4 or less. We've lost initiative badly, and we are going first. Alright, Earl, you can go first. You're just going to turn. Yep, that's all you're doing. You're just going to turn. Wyvern. We need a 6 for turning on ice. Can we not? Can we go here, like that? We just need a 2? Yeah, we can do that. Take partial cover, sure, I'll take it. Moving on to the Rough Hex. Scar Pony. Moving forward at a walk. Tentacle Shogun will jump into the side of this demon and hit him with some pulse lasers, I think. Landing on ice, breakthrough on a 4+. I don't think so, no. Water depth 1, water depth 1, water depth 1, road. Okay. So yeah, we will jump onto the road. We'll hit the demon in the front. Petra will move forward 3 hexes. Black Knight will move forward 3 hexes as well, I suppose. Breakthrough on a 6+. Oh, we got lucky! We didn't break through on a 6+. And the Cestus will move forward into that concrete hex. Alright, Archer needs a 2, gets a 10. Zephyr needs a pair of 3s, gets a pair of 10s. Black Knight needs a Void a 6, got a 5. Phoenix Hawk needs a 9, gets a 5, falls on his head. Sonia Powell needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets the 5. And then needs a 9 to avoid hurting themselves in the fall with the pilot check. Gets the 9. Phoenix Hawk tries again and falls on the center torso. Does not make his piloting check. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 5, and goes blackout. The Griffin 2C takes 10 to the right leg and 15 to the right leg. The left leg down to 10 and 5 in those locations. Griffin needs a 5 to stay standing, gets a 9. Finally, enemies falling. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We'll see. Okay, well, Wyvern has no targets. LOS blocked by terrain, LOS blocked by terrain, LOS blocked by terrain. Everything else is out of range, so Wyvern does not get a shot this turn. Nairn, is it Nairn? Earl in the Mackie has shots at the demon tank on a 9 and a pair of 11s. We'll have the demon on a pair of 8s, or an 8 and a 10 and a pair of 12s and a 9. Scarponi at the Zephyr on a pair of 7s. Or better yet, a 7 and a pair of 7s. And a pair of 9s. Marauder at the Demon Tank on 3s. Yeah, that'll be, we'll skip the large pulse. We'll do 1 ER medium. We'll do, no. We'll skip. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That'll put us 4 heat over. Last but not least, Petra at the Demon Tank on 8s with the PBCs and a 10 with the LBX. Black Knight has the Zephyr on 6s and 8s and a 12. That'll be an Alpha Strike for everything he's got left after falling in the water and ruining half his mech. And the Cestus at the Zephyr on an 8 with the Gauss Rifle, on an 8 with the ER Large, We'll do an 8 with the medium pulse and a 12 with the ER medium, or regular medium. Okay, so Mackie missed with everything on 9s and 11s. The Atlas missed on everything with 8s, 10s, and 12s and 9s. The Demon hits the Marauder in the right torso with the Gauss rifle. The Warhammer hits the Zephyr in the left side and immobilizes it. Hits him in the front with the ER medium and immobilizes it. Medium bombard turret misses on 7s. The Marauder hits the Demon in the front, and the front, and the front, costing it half its movement points, and the turret on the left side, costing it a minor motive system damage. The Zephyr hits the Black Knight with a narc to the left arm. The Banshee hits the Demon in the front with a PPC, hits him in the front with a PPC, down to 9. LB-10X to the front, down to 5 structure. Critting on his sensors and costing it another minor motive system damage. Heavy bombard turret misses on a bunch of 10s. The Black Knight of the Zephyr hits it in the front for down to 14, down to 9. The Griffin hits Nairn in the right leg for 10, down to 13. The Cestus hits the Zephyr in the front for 7, down to 2, destroying the stabilizer. Medium laser to the left arm. The Black Knight takes 3 to the right arm, 5 to the left arm, and 3 to the right arm from an unknown source. The Griffin 2C hits the Black Knight in the chest with her 10, down to 5, and the LRM 5s all miss. Black Knight needs a 4 to stay standing for taking 20 plus, gets an 8. How did the Griffin not need a chance to stay standing? Griffin 2C is up to 6 heat. Griffin 2N is up to 0. Warhammer is up to 2. Tentacle Shogun is up to 4. Cestus is up to 1. How did we not knock down their Griffin? We've lost initiative and we are going first. This, this is starting to stink. Okay, there we go. Clan Wolf Op 4 is down to 41%. Clan Wolf based forces are at 90% or something like that. We've got to get them down to 25%. Okay, we'll move forward at a walk this turn. Earl will stand still as he does with his busted gyro. There's no getting up on the ice. Let's see. Nairn. We'll walk forward. Tentacle Shogun. Tentacle Shogun will jump onto this rough hex. Try to catch that demon on the left side. Actually, that demon is really mangled in the front. If we could hit him in the front with a medium laser even, that would be fine. Let's see. Archer will move forward and turn. No, Archer will move forward. Scarponi is currently on ice. Scarponi would like to not be on ice. We can... Crossing through ice, breakthrough on a 6+, 4 times. We've only moved 4 hexes. How... Depth 3 water. Oh, that is not good. Depth 3 water is very not good. Let's see, the Cestus. Cestus cannot jump. Ice. Why can we not move forward 5? We have 5 movement points. Okay. Black Knight. Black Knight will move. Move forward into Rough Hex. Alright. Scarponi. No. Cestus. No. Can we get off of this hex? Only on a 7. God, this ice is such BS. Need a 6 to avoid falling, and a 6 to avoid falling through. Nope, we slid. Okay, Scarponi, you're gonna stand still. Cestus needs a 6, fails, gets a 5, falls on its rear, takes 7 damage to the left torso rear and the center torso rear. Critical. Does not get the critical, does not get the breach also, fortunately. Scarponi is displaced into Hex 4129. Cestus takes 4 damage to the skid from the left arm. Scarponi needs a domino effect check, needs an 8, gets a 7, takes 5 to the left torso down to 0 armor, takes 2 to the right torso down to 18. Scarponi needs an 8 to avoid falling, hurting himself in the fall. He wasn't even in the way! Alright, Zephyr, you're gonna eat some SRMs. Mackie, you're gonna hit the Griffin on a 12. Atlas, can't hit shit. Marauder, can we hit the Demon? Maybe on 2s. We'll go 7 heat over. Sure, why not? Petra, you got the Griffin on 11s. Black Knight, you've got the Griffin on a 5. No. Griffin, we've got the Griffin on a 5, and a 4, and a bunch of 4s. And then the cestus, you're facing the wrong dang way. Alright, Wyvern hits the Zephyr in the front, immobilizing it, in the front, in the front, in the left side destroys the Zephyr, finally. Okay, the Mackie misses the Griffin, the Bombard turret hits the Black Knight in the left torso. Marauder hits the Demon in the right side. How? We're supposed to be hitting him in the left side. Oh, did he turn the other way? That son of a biscuit eater. We got him in the right side, the right side, the right side, the right side, the front. Left him with 1 point on the right side and 2 points on the front. Black Knight hits the Griffin in the left torso, center torso, right arm, right torso, center torso. Griffin hits the Phoenix Hawk in the left leg, critting on his hip and his foot. Griffin took 20 plus, falls on his right torso and right arm. Needs a 5 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 9. Oh man. Black Knight, can we do anything? Can we do anything? No, we cannot do anything. You guys have no idea how close I am to flipping this table right now. This is not cool, man. Screw this. You know what? That is it. That is it. That is it. Yeah, sorry guys. No, this is just frustrating and annoying is what it is. And I'm tired of it. And frankly, I'm done for the week. This is... No, yes. Yes. I'm sorry, Hoser. I know you have a bunch of other stuff going on right now, but... Man, I'm just not in a good place for doing this right now. You know what, we're just going to destroy the facility. Arrow heat sink times 1, alarm 10 ammo times 1, alarm 5 ammo times 1, 3 medium lasers. Yeah, you know what? Sure, whatever. And Earl gets a purple heart. Oh 0821, we're gonna do V3 because we've already got a V2. I'm sorry, Hoser, but I'm just not in a good headspace for this. There's no one else around. I'm not sure anyone's gonna be watching this on YouTube. Our last video had like 12 views, so yeah. I think this is where I'm gonna call it for today. We'll pick this back up next week. Hopefully you can make it then. If not, well, maybe I'll play a whole episode and maybe I won't. We'll see. Oh, little Willie, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it. I'm sorry to bail on you like this right when you're just getting into chat. But yeah, no, my head is not straight right now. I'm not in a good place. Well, at least next week you're probably gonna miss it because of Gen Con, which is nice. So there's always that. Um, we'll see what happens next week. We do have a convoy escort mission that we need to deal with. That we are going to barely have some support points to go for, because they're bringing 17,000 points worth of stuff, which is definitely more than we can deal with one lance. So we do have a quick draw on our side. We've got a cargo mech on our side. They have a quartet of lightning attack hovercraft and a clan foot point and a badger track transport. So that is going to be next week. Until then, you guys take care of yourself. I'm sorry for bailing early. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. I'm sorry for bailing early. Until then, take care of yourself. Have a good one. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, Varank, I'll look out for you on Discord, okay? I'll see you then.